Hello and welcome to a Smurfy video, and today we are looking at Power Rangers issue 18 from Boom Studios, and this is charged to 100. Now, the annoying thing from somebody who's been collecting from almost the beginning, I probably started 2018 and collected all the issues. This charge to 100 is really annoying. It's really annoying because they should have just kept the Mighty Morphin number there and then just split it between the two issues the way they have, rather than separating them out and just having the legacy variant, which I do collect, by the way, because that's where I still see that's my main collection, and these are almost like a side gig, if that makes sense. So a little bit annoying because they should have kept that continuing, or one of the issues continuing, and just had the crossover. And the second comic was the Omega Rangers like planned. So similar to Go Go was that second book. So I feel like they should have done that. But no point getting upset over spilled milk, right? I'm completely upset, right? Written by Brian Parrott, illustrations by Marco Renner. Water Baltimore is on the colors, assisted by Sharon and Sarah, and Ed, as always, is on the letters. Good old Ed. So Jason and Yale have gone out very early, while Zach and Trini are getting some Z's, so they could see the beautiful sunset. So they have no general responsibilities. Where they're living, they deem it as a paradise. But they do have a responsibility to the universe, so that's what's changed. So they have a new direction now. So they finally got their direction, and 11 is already picking up numerous distress calls. Now the frustrating bit for the Rangers is 11 isn't the 11 that they love and remember. So they're still finding it difficult to adjust to that piece. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this into a better position so you can see the two pages. So one of the distress signal is on a planet and is perhaps a spaceship. The other is massive. It's on a global scale. There is fighting and shooting, etc. And you know what that means? Yes, it is KO-35, which would have been around this sort of time as its downfall, so it does make sense. So Jason says we need to split up. At this point, I thought, well, there's only three of you. How are you going to split up? And then I saw Zach and Trini. I thought, well, Jason's gone there by himself. And I remembered, yeah, it was a Power Ranger. So it's Orphan time, and then you have this lovely spread here. Omega Earth, Omega Air, Omega Fire, Omega Now, Omega Forever. A bit cheesy, but hey, we love cheese. That's why we read and watch Power Rangers, right? So first of all, Trini and Zach arrive in the Mindro system. Now, I've got to give it to Ryan. He's really thinking about the space he's creating, these worlds, etc., creating these areas. So he's really giving it some thought. It's not just in some writers, it's just coincidence that stuff happens. Oh, yeah, that's just there. And that's how you destroy the monster. It's convenient stuff, whereas I feel like he really thinks about what he is trying to achieve by splitting up these two teams. So they talk about it being a trap, etc. And when they get inside, they find the beacon. They switch the beacon off. However, everybody appears to be dead and covered either in this green goo, or there seems to be some shading of green. So there is an escape pod missing. They're not sure where. The whereabouts of that pod will come apparent later. And they are attacked by this bonkers creation of Ryan and the artist. Absolutely bonkers, looks crazy. So they need some Megazord power, because that is not going to work. So meanwhile, on KO-35, the Rangers arrive and they are trying, but they're concerned that is also a trap, and it isn't a trap, but you have these creatures. Now, we never knew what creatures attacked this planet, so Ryan once again has gone and created some Dark Conda creations, and they are there to kill everybody, because Dark Conda will reward them. However, they mention you're not the ranger that we're looking for. So you know what ranger they're looking for. They're looking for In Space Red Ranger. So very, very clear on that piece. And they start getting in battle. They also want to eat him. So Yale doesn't like the idea of being eaten. And I'm really sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera again. He doesn't like the idea of being eaten. So let's just adjust the light. I'm really sorry, guys. Usually get this bit right quite quickly, but it's not happening today. So he doesn't want to be eaten, but he has a similar idea. So they are fighting, etc. And one of the creatures says feast, and he gets picked up by Yale, who agrees with that. Meanwhile, on the other planet, Zach is doing his nervous thing, talking about what are we going to call this creature, and he comes up with what is it? What does he come up with? Tarragon, which is another word for a dragon. Never knew that, so that's quite interesting. Meanwhile, Trini just says, we just need to make sure it doesn't eat us or kill us or whatever. And they are pretty much being straightened with like some Ultra Sword power, but they're not going to get it because the team split up. So they do Mega Strike power, and they're making it angrier. Meanwhile, just as he's about to get eaten, Trini, as always, is probably the better strategist in the fight, I feel. So she uses one of her sledge strikes to get the talons wrapped around the dragon, and she sort of fires it towards the spaceship to sort of be destroyed. That's how that works. So meanwhile, they go looking for this sort of beacon and this escape pod, and they find a baby. Oh, doesn't like a baby. One likes babies, man. So adorable. I get broody, but I've been to the vets. So Jason and Yale pretty much take down all the creatures, etc. However, there is a blast because one is getting away, and that is Andros, who is taking it out. And he says, we need to get moving before they do another sweep. He says, wait a minute. Who are you? I'm not going with you. Where were you earlier? And he says, my name is Andros, and I'm a Power Ranger. And I called you here, the Omega Rangers, because I need your help saving what's left of my planet. So their planet has already been occupied to some extent in this war. Meanwhile, the baby is doing fine. However, has been in some sort of suspended animation. So they will wake up at some point in the near future. So it will be interesting, that part. Meanwhile, the Rangers catch up, and Jason and Yale are going to stay on KL-35, and they said don't join because these creatures will know where we are when you come to us, because that's how they found us when we arrived, etc., from subspace or teleportation or going through the gates. Meanwhile, Trini and Zach are debating being sort of parents and what they're going to do, because they're going to have to look after this child. I'm sure Ariko could help with that anyway. He's going to be like a babysitter or whatever. However, quite quickly, Zach's probably a bit nervous about it because he gets nervous about some things, and Trini seems to be, probably quite interested in doing it. I don't know, but you can see perhaps where this is going as well. Are they going to try and take this baby home somehow? It's going to be a journey like that. That's how I see that bit as well. However, something has changed. The baby is good health. The baby is awake. The baby is now a toddler. very, very quickly. So this is great. So similar to what Mighty Morphin's done. They've split the two teams up. So there's one story on Earth and one going on this adventure to the Carbon Center. And Ryan's probably had more freedom out of the two riders. And he's given us something that perhaps we've always wanted to see. KO35. He's probably wanted to see it, which is why he's delivering it. And we also have this other adventure to make it interesting. So a great issue from Power Rangers perspective. I'm liking this new era, although I'm interested in what this issue 100 is going to be about. But we will see. I don't know how many issues we got left. I think we're in the 90s now. I have to check. So anyway, hope you liked my video. Please support my channel by subscribing if you haven't. If you already subscribed, I really appreciate your support. And thank you for that. And make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And embrace geekiness. Goodbye.